Hello everyone, I'm Sajid, your teaching fellow for this Water Resource Lab. I welcome you all to this Spring 2021 semester. So as you all know, our first lab will be using the EPANET. So I'll show you how you can install it in your computer and also how you can use that. So if you can go to Dr. Tolapathi's website, then you can see that we have in the spring 2020 the water resources engineering. So you can see, go all down to the lab handouts, and you can see here there is a link to download the EPANET. So as you scroll down here, you can see here there is exe file. So you can click on that, and it will give you a prompt to save the file. So you save the file, and then you double click on it and get it installed. So since I have already installed it, I'm not redoing it. So I already have given you the instructions, and I have given you the manual for the EPANET. So you can go there and see how you can use the EPANET. And as you know that we'll start from page 13. So you can change the page number here and start from page 13, where there are some instructions for installing the EPANET. And then after you are completed with installing, we can start it. So you can just go to the start and write the EPANET, and it will show up as I already opened it. So you can see here that we already have a blank EPANET. And before we start, we can see that there are some instruction in the PDF that we have. So from the very beginning, there is an example where you can see that there is a source, a pump, and there are several nodes and the connecting pipes, and it all ends into tank. And we already have some information about the nodes, especially the elevation and the demands for them. And also for the pipes, we have their lengths, the diameters, and C factor. C factor comes from Chase's formula for the roughness coefficient, so you can see it later. And for the project setup, we can start from here. So you go to the EPANET. Already we have a new file. So then we have to set the defaults button. So you can go into the project and then see the defaults. And from the default, you can see that we have to make the ID increments as 1. And you have to clear everything if there is something previously here. And for here, you can see that the hydromix, the flow unit should be the gallons per minute. So we can change from the hydraulics. It is the gallon per minute already. So if you need to change, you can always use this drop down. And also the head loss formula is Hazen-Williams method. There are also some Darcy-Weisbach and some other methods, but we'll stick to this Hazen-Williams method. And also if we want to change anything else, we can do it later, but for now it's fine. Now the next step is you go to the view dimensions and click the OK button for the display node IDs and the link IDs. So we go to the view button, see the dimensions, it is fine. And again, go to the view button, and we can go to the options here. You have the node, the link, the labels of the notation. So here the first one, and the third one, we click it OK. So it's almost set up for drawing the networks. Just double check everything before you start it, that everything is fine or not. Okay, so now we'll start for drawing the networks. So what I can do is view toolbars and map if the map is already not there. So you can always do this way, view toolbars. If the map is checked, yes, our map is checked. So we can always check it when it's not there. For now, we can start drawing. So before we start the drawing, you can see here there is a layout. So You can always use this layout to see how these things go on. So let's start from here. So the first is the reservoir. So reservoir comes from this one, and if you put your mouse there, you'll see that it will prompt you to add a reservoir. You can click on that and make the reservoir here. So once you need to change it, you can always put the escape button in the top left corner of your keyboard. And once you use that escape button, then you need to see the nodes with this round sign. One thing you should mind that you need to put all of them in order. So you see here that after 2 we have 3 on the right side, and then 4 and 5 in downwards. 6 is to the right of 4, and 7 is at the upper portion of 6, and then 8 is at the right of 7. So let us start from here. So we have the nodes, we have 2, then 3, 4, and 5, 3, 4, and 5, and then 6 to the right of 4, and then we have 7 to the right of 3, and then finally we have the 8. So to add the 8, we can use the tank button to add this 8 here. So you use the tank button here, and then our setup is almost completed. And next we need to connect all of them using the pipes. So for the first one, the pipe 1 is connecting node 2 and 3. So you need to go up all through page 14 or 30. Yeah, in page 14 you can see that there is also the notation for all the pipes. So connect 2 and 3 for pipe 1, and here also you need to see if the numbering is okay, and then from 3 to 7 is 2, and do it this way. So let me do it this way. So we click on the pipe, start with 2, go here to 3. So this is the pipe 1. If you can see, it's already there. From 3 to 7 we have the pipe 2, and then from 2 to 4, 3 to 4 we have 3, from 4 to 6 we have 4, from 6 to 7 we have 5, and then from 7 to 8 we have 6, and then we have from 4 to 5, and finally what we have is from 5 to 6. So this one is tricky. What you need to do is make a curve like them. So what you can do is always make a click, and make it like this way. Although it's not exactly the same, but you can always make it like them. So okay, so each and every pipe of ours is fine. So now what we need to do is we need to see where the pump is there. Already we have all of those. So we're already done with pipe 8. So we need to use the pump button. Click the pump button, click on node 1, and then on node 2. So first click on the pump button. Where is it? Yeah, it is here. And then start from here, go all the way down here, and your pump is set up. Okay, so now what we have to do is you need to write on the text. First we have the source, then we have the pump, and then we have the tank. So use this text button to write it as a source. Then you need to click on enter. Then you have the pump. Then you have the click on enter. Then you have the tank. So our layout is all done. What we need to do now is you need to put all these information that you previously have by double clicking on each of them. So we can start with the nodes. You can click on node 2. We have 700. So what you can do is you can choose the click button. Node 2, where's the elevation and the base demand? We have elevation as 700 and base demand as 0. So once you have done it, you can put cross, and again you can check it is done. So you need not double check when you are done. So do it for all these nodes, and again for the pipes, you need to make sure that you put the things in right order, like length in 3000, the diameter 14, and the C is 100. So our length is 3000. The diameter is 14 and C is 100. So it's already done. So make it for all of them. And once you are done with all of them, then you can definitely save them as maybe I can write it as WRE2. So from here, I already made the whole network for you previously. So you can see from here, we have the whole network done. So wherever you need to see the information, you can double click on the pipe or the nodes if it works or not. Then once we set up all this information, then we actually need to see the pump curve. So how you can get the pump curve? So you can always go here in the pump. So let's select the pump, and then I already set this pump curve. So how you can do this? You can put this as the curve, and then since I already have one, what you can do is by adding. So you can add the pump curve here. You need to see what's the value of the flow is 600 and head is 150. So make it 600. This one 150. Put on OK. Then if you double click, you can see the pump curve is showing here. So it's OK, fine. And then the next thing that we have to do, I already saved it. So you can always save it whenever you want. So now we can run the single period from here. So our run was successful. Once the run is successful, you can see the day here. So another thing that you can add here is the patterns, and also you can add the time as well. So for the pattern, I already have made a pattern. What you should do for the pattern is imagine that for the whole day, the average of the flow is fluctuating from 1. So if it's a 24 hours of time, it will be starting from 1 p.m. So at 1 p.m. people are sleeping, so they don't need the water. Even in 2, 3, or 4 a.m., they're all sleeping. And up until the 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. when people are waking up, they will use water. And during the breakfast hours, when people take the showers and get ready for their job, this goes up. And again, if you can go right, you can see that for the lunch hours, the people use water. And again, when they come back to the home, it's getting more than 1. So it depends up to you how you put this pattern. But before putting the pattern in your map, what you can do is you need to set the time. So you need to set the time, and then you can add this pattern in your map. So from here, we can see that we already have a single run. And if you want to see the report, you can always see here, report table. It can be for your nodes, like it will show the GPM, the head, the pressure. And also if you want to see it differently, then you can also see for the links, as you can see here. So this is how you can do it for like the stepwise. If you follow all of those, you can definitely find something like that. And then if you want to see anything for the nodes, then you can select, say for example, you want to see the pressure of the node, and then you need to see the flow in the links. Then you can click on them, and then it will arrive like this. And once you have those, you can actually play them. So make it forward, and as it goes by, if this is, you can see it is changing its color. So it will definitely change its color when you will see that this one, they have for the pressure, it's starting from 25 all the way down 100, and for the GPM it's also 25 to 100 depending on the colors. Their color is definitely changing depending on the time, and also the multiplier in the pattern that you gave. So this is all for the tutorial portion. And once again, what you have to do is, you can see that you have to create yourself one of these networks. So just reminder that for the initial level uh, in this pipe network, there is a difference with the tutorial, that for here you will have to put the base demands in the nodes. So it's actually, you can see here that it's actually the effective demand at any node. So something which is incoming, it's regarded as the negative, and something which is coming out is regarded as the positive. So in each of the nets, it is outward, going outward. So all of them are positive. So only for this one, your demand should be like minus 3.85 CFS. So once you're done with this, these are your deliverables. You need to write a letter of transmittal to discuss the results. You need to write the materials and methods, and also for the resultant discussion, you need to answer all of these questions. And if you have any question, you can definitely get back to us. So I already made a demo for this lab previously. And then you can see from here, if I run this analysis and I have the time, and if I run it, it will show some changes. And from here, you can see if you want the report for the table, you can definitely get those results from here. And if you want the graph, for the graph, you can see the time series graphs, which will change with time. You can stop it here and see how the color changes. So one thing you should remind, for the source, you will actually have to place the total head as it's coming from 4, so it should be 4. And also if you go back to the previous one, then you can see here for the sources, the total head is there, but we do not really have any other values to input. So never mind with the other values, but we only need the total heads as the elevation. So you can see for the from the manual that for the node 1, we already have this as 700, right? Yeah, 700. So for the elevation, you'll put the value of the head here so that nothing is missing up. So I hope you have learned how to use the EPANET, but if you have any problem, you can definitely email to me. My email is already given to you uh, on the canvas. And that's all for today. Goodbye, everyone.